Oh, hey, what up, everybody? This is yours truly, Rama Screen, covering movies, TV, and entertainment. Happy post Thanksgiving, happy Black Friday. I got to check out the mall for like 2 minutes. Man, it was still crowded. I felt like suffocated, so I gotta get out of here. Years ago, I was able to like stay up from midnight till morning trying to shop, but now, once you get past like 35, age 35 and up, I get tired easily these days. So that kind of stuff kind of just stresses me out, man. All right. So I apologize earlier today. I did the live stream of Titans review, but I was not able to finish it. Halfway through, I had to end it because um, because I was doing it in the dining room. And I live with my uncle and aunt. So my uncle and aunt came in. I was like, oh crud. It's like, Rama, why did you do the live stream in the dining room, not in your room? I don't know, man. I was not thinking. Okay. So now I'm in my room. Now we're cozy here and we can do this review. Um it's Titans season 2, episode 13, titled Nightwing. So this is the season 2 finale. Um my overall thought about it, fantastic. It was a great endings to a season. Luckily, of course, fortunately for us, the show has been renewed for a third season, so we have that to look forward to. But this season 2 finale is so much better than last year's season 1 finale. Remember that season 1 finale was so, I don't know, man. What's the word I'm looking for? Anticlimactic. Um, eh, the one with Triton. Remember the revelation of the reveal of Triton. But then there was nothing happened basically in that season 1 finale. It spilled over to like season 2 premiere, and Triton got dealt with in the first episode just like that. So it was so unsatisfactory from a fan point of view. And but in this one, in season 2 finale, today, woo, holy crap. The writers give you guys the satisfaction of, the conclusions of both uh the Deathstroke conflict, the clash with Deathstroke, and the storyline regarding rescuing Gar and Connor. So both those things got concluded today. None of them none of them spilling over to like next season or what. So I love that. That's fantastic. And number 2, we get to see lots of action. Man, woo! Not only the whole thing with trying to stop Gar and Connor from wreaking more havoc because they were under, the influence of Cadmus, but also the fight against Deathstroke. Oh, it was so sweet. And of course, the revelation or the reveal of Nightwing, Dick Grayson in his awesome new costume, the iconic Nightwing suit. And kudos to whoever choreographed the fight of Dick and Rose versus Deathstroke, because that fight scene is, or was, I should say, past tense. It was awesome. It was awesome. I loved it. I love every minute of it. Um, I tweeted during or maybe after the show, after I watched the show, I tweeted like, oh, you know what? You know what would be funny if by the end credits roll, there's writing on the screen that says, or a disclaimer. There should be a disclaimer that says, no actual tigers were harmed during the making of this episode. And I gotta comment on that real quick. Gar, uh, Beast Boy, right? He, if you remember, my fellow Young Justice fans, in the cartoons or in the animated series, we see Gar transforms into all kinds of animals, not just tiger. He transforms to gorilla, eagle, what have you. He can morph into any animal. But what is up with this season that just is so obsessed with Gar being tiger? Maybe that's Mercy Graves' favorite animal. I don't know. But it's like it's always tiger again and again and again. Even the last shot in today's episode when they're like doing the heroic, heroic walk, tiger again. Poor Gar, man. But I would love it to see Gar being something else other than just tiger for once in a while. But I guess it fits the storyline that they were going with. The whole tiger attacking everybody. By the way, Mercy Graves in this one, ooh, she's a bad girl, man. Holy crap! And kudos to the actress who plays her. Her name is Natalie Gumit. She is fantastic. All right, because I think Mercy Graves, there has been, or there had been other iterations of Mercy Graves on screen, not in the comic books or in the animated series. Live action, I should say. I think Smallville had Mercy Graves, I believe, or Supergirl. Supergirl might have their own version of Mercy Graves, but man, nothing compared to this Mercy Graves. This Mercy Graves on Titans is pure evil. Holy crap! The things that she had both Connor and Gar do. I mean, attacking or killing the guys in the Starbucks shop. Remember that? Attacking that lab doctor. I mean, like you could. Mercy Graves. This version of Mercy Graves lusts for blood. Like she's so ruthless. She has no empathy. She's a sociopath. She's like, yeah, I'm gonna turn you into a killing machine. I'm gonna turn you into my weapon, and at any cost. And yeah, dude, she's ruthless. She's merciless. She's uh heartless. I don't know what else adjective I can throw in there. This is probably the most um evil version of Mercy Graves that's ever hit the live action on screen live action. And kudos to the actress. And I guess you could say that because of that, she's kind of one dimensional. She's only like blah. That's all. That's all you get. We don't get to see the totality of her. How she got to be that way, or did she have any does she ever have any reservation about anything? Obviously, she doesn't. But what triggers them and stuff like that? There's no exploration of that because this season 2 focuses more on Deathstroke. We've been fed all this time that Deathstroke is the main villain in this season. Turns out Mercy Graves comes in and was like, "Hold my beer." Because in Deathstroke we get to see his totality, right? We get to see his complications, him being a father, and it's like sometimes like he may have some reservations about moving or deciding on something, stuff like that. So in the season we see shades of Deathstroke, but we did not see shades of Mercy Graves. So that makes her sort of one dimensional. But for what that is, for a villain, Mercy Graves is just like a truck, just like plowing through, man. It's like I want to have Gar and Connor do all these killings at my will. Jeez, woo! All right, so next thing on my note here, real quick, the Hawk and Dawn drama. I remember I mentioned to you last week, like, hey, whatever you got to do to deal with your shit, Hank. Your depression or feeling guilty. Just deal with it and just come back to the group. You go do what you got to do. What you need to do, but come back to the Titans. So that's what happens in this episode. He comes back, and by the end of today's episode, they decide that it's no longer good that they stay together relationship wise, but they will still remain Hawk and Dove, a team part of Titans. So I think that's good, right? Because I don't know about you, but the whole relationship drama between Hank and Dove in season 1, I felt like it was a lot stronger. It was a lot more compelling than how their relationship was in season 2. In season 2, it got to the point where, at least for me, I was like, they keep dragging this, like, and by the end of it, I was like, you know what? I don't care if you're together as a couple, still screwing or not. I don't care. I don't care anymore. You guys are like the weakest of soap operas I've ever seen. It's like, stop it already. Enough. So when Hank and when Hank and Dawn decide, you know what? Let's not be Hank and Dawn, but let's just stay Hawk and Dove. I was like, yes, I'm all in for that. You know, let's keep it professional. Because you suck as a couple. uh, now, what else do I have on my notes here as I'm winding down? Oh yes, real quick, Jason Todd and Rose. I mentioned to you last week. I like the way the whole thing developed. You know how Jason, like, you know what, you lied to me. I'm done with you. I get it. So I liked it because it got the ball rolling. Okay, all right. Like, just the same thing with Hank. Whatever needs to be done, as long, whatever needs to be done for you to get back as a team, do it. Yeah, if you need to break up, whatever. And I mentioned to you last week that I my theory was that there would be something that at least clicks, that would click in Jason Todd, that made him think, you know, I don't like Rose. She lied to me. I don't like Dick. I don't like uh, whoever other members of Titans. Most of them all Dick. But you know what? I have a soft spot for Connor and Gar. Connor and Gar never actually screwed me. I don't have any reason to be angry at them. So because they need help, I will help them. So I thought it was gonna be like that, but boy, was I wrong. Man, Jason Todd sat that whole thing out. Man, he sat it out. He was like, I'm not helping you guys at all, at all. He did not show up to like the very end when Donna died, and freaking Jason kind of sees them from a distance. I was like, wow. I thought that he would help. At the very least, because Connor and Gar never actually, even though they were never really, buddy buddy with him, but they never really piss him off. It's always Dick that pisses him off, and of course Rose. But it's like, man, he did not even want to help Connor and Gar. Jeez, that's cold, man. That's cold. So, and the way the writers make Rose be the one to feel like she is more of a family member of Titans than as opposed to Jason. Um, that to me does not land really well. I don't know about you guys, because throughout these 12 episodes, Rose always feels and is depicted, or has been depicted, as an sort of like an outsider, a misfit, part of the gang, part of the Titans. She never felt actually like be part of them. And so all of a sudden, after last week's breakup with Jason, all of a sudden she just like, in this episode, she tells her dad, "Oh yeah, I'm with my family now, Titans." Like, there's nothing that warranted that. You know what I'm saying? I was like, okay, I don't see that. There's nothing that from the previous episodes that convinces me that, okay, she has come to the realization that she is part of Titan's family, because throughout 12 episodes she's always been like, you know, I I'm not part of you guys, and obviously the revelation about her working with her dad all along. I don't know, man. Maybe that's just me. If you feel differently, let me know. But the whole thing with she feels in today's episode like, oh yeah, I've chosen my family. No, these are my family now. Titans. Nothing from the previous episodes that kind of convinced me or warranted that for that to happen. But that's just my opinion. Um, and before we get to Donna Troy, the whole Connor thing, that is awesome. The whole Dick rescuing Connor through the mine inside Rachel. I love that whole sequence, and of course Connor doing the jump thing. you know, I think we know that Superboy can't really fly, but he jumped really, really high. That was like an indicator that that's his Superman side in him. That not the Lex Luthor side in him. Just the display of that, and the way he um, gets pissed off at Mercy Graves. Before Corey punches her in the face. I love that whole sequence. I love the way that whole thing gets resolved in this episode. It was nicely done, in my opinion. Um, so before last, I'm gonna save Donna Troy for last. Nightwing, real quick. I love it. Again, I said earlier, great looking costume or suit. Um, I think Brenton Thwaites, the actor, man, he owns it, man. The guy seems like he was destined for this role. Like he in season 1 when he rocked that Robin suit, I mean, he owned it too. And now he's like in Nightwing. I By this point I could not picture any other actor than Brenton Thwaites, because he knocks it out of the park. He has that Nightwing presence. He really fills that suit like crazy. I love it. Like for us Nightwing fans or DC fans, you should be geeking out. This, and you know what? And I'm glad that they reveal him early on in the episode. I thought they were gonna save it for the last few minutes. I was like that would be so terrible. so so I'm glad they just throw him in like the beginning, fighting Deathstroke with the help of Rose. So I love that. That was amazing. Could you imagine? I mean, could you imagine? I'm sorry. Uh, Man, 12 episodes just to get to the 13th one, titled Nightwing. Wow, that's quite an origin story. um, Last but not least, Donna Troy. Um, I'm not too crazy about this deaths, the whole thing with Donna Troy dying. Especially the way in which she died. Um, it's just so dumb. It's just so dumb. It was so cringy too. I was like, really? She got killed by by this electrical post. Like, oh, of all the death scenes, like why can't she die at the hand of I don't know, a villain, just like Aqualad did? Something heroic. Well, you can argue like, well, she kind of did something heroic. She was saving Dawn, but still, just and you know what? I I get that the writers want to inject some heartfelt emotion or heartbreaks, sentimental, emotive stuff in there in this season 2 finale. But at the same time, I feel like it's unnecessary. I don't know. Am I the only one who's feeling this way? Like they did not need to kill her off. You know what I'm saying? Like there, it just like it came out of nowhere. Like why? Why did you need to kill her off? Like other than trying to have an excuse for something emotional, an emotional scene. I don't know, man. I was not buying that whole thing. And what saddens me even more is that um, Raven decides to go to Themyscira. Um, Now, does that mean that the actress Tegan Croft will be leaving the show? Who knows? But if that is the case, that makes me very sad. Because this past season 2, as I've mentioned to you before in the previous review videos, it's so unfair how the writers did not give Raven enough material to go on this past season 2. You know, she only shows up here and there to heal Connor or to I don't know for a few seconds of scenes here and to just to remind us, oh, she has a dark side that this dark side kills people, and that's about it. So now they're gonna send her off or send her away. I don't know. This is if this does mean that Tegan Croft is leaving the cast, then I would be feeling very very sad because I like Raven. I think Raven is a fantastic character, and Tegan is just not given the. not given. Tegan was not given enough uh, plot or storyline for her character in the season 2. It was a bit unfair. Um, so yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Maybe by season 3 premiere, uh, Raven will come back. You know, anything can happen. Um, so it's like maybe they'll time jump to months or maybe a few years ahead. After Raven spent some time in Themyscira, and then in season 3 premiere or maybe episode 2, you see Raven coming back. Hey guys, oh, the island was so good. I wish you could see it too. But right now, I'm feeling very sad that's the direction that the writers have for her and her character Raven. So yeah, the whole Donna Troy dying thing, the episode could have done without it. Because you have this heroic walk in the end, right? This heroic walk. Even Bruce is in this. Oh, even Bruce is in this episode. Why do you gotta take Donna out? It would have been so much cooler if everybody was there. But yeah, the heroic walk without Donna, it just feels like something's missing. I want to conclude with this. I think overall, season 2, if I were to grade it, I'd give it a C plus. And I've mentioned to you many, many times how frustrated I was about the fact that the story almost always disperse the characters, split them apart. And I don't mind episodes about dreamlands or hallucinations, but there's just too many of that, and there's too many uh, introspective existential journeys. I don't mind that in like healthy dosage, but I think season 2 um, went too far. Like it went almost to the level of Doom Patrol. Doom Patrol, that's their realm. That's how they do what they do. But in Titans, you expect some ass kicking, right? And like, come on. And so, where was all that ass kicking this past 20? I mean, these past 12 episodes? Like, why could we not have gotten more of what is in today's episodes, more like that, this past season 2, right? So Titans, about, we could use some more of that. Doom Patrol is about um being emo, right? So we know what we're getting with Doom Patrol. And so having Doom Patrol influence on Titans in this past season 2, I was not really happy with that. So I don't want too much emo on Titans. So let's get this. Hopefully in season 3, like I said many times, that now that they're back together as a team, right? No Deathstroke splitting them apart. Hopefully in season 3, it'll be like Young Justice. Not necessarily procedural, not necessarily like one bad guy per week kind of thing, like kind of like the Flash. But at least we'll see them as a team working together, with the story moving forward, and as them together, not separate. So I hope that's what the writers will have for us in season 3. But we'll see, we'll see. So that's my opinion. C plus is the grade that I would give this season 2. All right, that's it. That's my long rant, my long rambling, my long review of Titan season 2 finale. Do you agree or disagree with my assessment? Let me know your thoughts about this entire season 2 and also today's finale episode in the comment section down below. And of course, as always, subscribe to my channel, press that like button, ring that bell. And if you can help support this channel, please do so at patreon.com/ramascreen. That's patreon.com/ramascreen. Let's rock this.